Hey there, welcome to day 1244 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business, and a little bit of back and forth. 2020, I was super grateful that I was already online by the time COVID hit in 2020, but I also know that there's a huge need in the world, in America for sure right now, for offline brick and mortar businesses to succeed. And so I am sticking my nose and my thumb and all of me back into some offline business adventures as well as online business adventures these days through 2021 and probably beyond, because I think that there's a huge outage and there's a huge gap in many industries in America right now, and driven by a lot of different things, which I'm not going to get into today, but a lot of different things. And I think that we need to shore up and fix some of those gaps that are in different industries, meaning where we are now versus where we want to be. There's a huge gap there, and I actually have a unique set of skills and experiences that I can help fill that gap. So I'll be doing some of that this year and beyond. So today in Supersize Your Business, we talked about reading a room and how to read a room. Now, there isn't a whole lot of information about how do you read a room, how do you get a feel for the environment that you're in, the situation that you're walking into. And it's really not as hard as we think it is. Number one, we just need to look around us, observe the room, take a deep breath before we walk into any situation or any environment. We want to know, why are we going there? Why are we even involved in this situation? Why am I walking into this conference? Why am I walking onto this stage? Why am I going to this meeting? Why am I involved in this negotiation? And what do I want my outcome to be? What's my intent? What's my reason for being there? And then what do I want my outcome to be? And it doesn't have to be a big, long, written out study of something. I just have to have an idea and a question in my mind that I want answered before I participate or get involved in anything. So to read a room, I think it's an important skill. I think it's important to be empathetic, and from an organizational awareness perspective, I think it's important that we learn how to do that. Remember a lady a long time ago, and I can't remember her name or where it was and when it was, but she talked about a strategy she had come up with for women entrepreneurs and business owners to read a room. And I can't remember much about what she taught, but I do remember, like me, she reads the room kind of backwards. Most people go into the room, and based on probably if you're right-handed or left-handed, you'll look around a room and observe different things based on whether we're auditory, kinesthetic, or visual people will notice different things as well. So each of us will come up with our own strategy for getting a feel for the environment that we find ourselves in. I usually just observe the room, look around the room. For some reason, I start right to left. And when I go through big exhibits or shows, I go left to right. I have no idea why. I just started doing that. Probably because most people go right to left through exhibits and conference halls and shows. And so there's less traffic if you go left to right. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's whatever's comfortable for you. And I get my needs met faster because there's less busyness, less traffic. But when I'm looking at a room, I look, I observe, I get a big picture feel for what the room is like. What's the mood in the room? What's the tempo? What's the music? What's the environment? What's the temperature of the room? I look around, and I especially observe the people and see and look at what are they doing. How are they standing? Are they sitting? Are they standing? Are they milling about? Are they moving? Are they stopping? Are they talking? Are they in small groups of people? Are they smiling? Are they looking serious? Are they clumped around certain individuals? Just a quick observation of what's going on, so that I can decide, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? What do I want? How am I best going to get my needs met in this room, whatever the room is, by going to the places or the people that make the most sense for me, meeting my objectives, my reason for being there in the first place. And we want to contextualize and understand what each of the different things that we observe mean to us, if they mean anything to us. Sometimes they don't mean anything to us. Sometimes I'd walk into a staff meeting and everybody would be laughing and then the room would go silent. Does that mean anything to me? Maybe, maybe not. It would depend on what else was going on in the environment, in the situation with my coworkers, etc. So to read the room, I think it's important that we always, number one, understand what it is we want to get out of something, and then our objective. Why are we going there? Why are we participating? Why are we spending our time and energy in different situations? Is it important for us or not? So I actually really like this idiom. It's a new idiom, and so whenever anything's only been around for a little while, it has time to be morphed and changed into what we want. I say we take all idioms and expressions and we always think about, well, what do they mean to me? So it doesn't matter what they mean to anybody else. It only matters what things mean to you. That's why I define certain words differently, I think, than other people do. I think people think that you have to be lonely and struggle to be a business person or an entrepreneur. You have to figure everything out yourself. And I just take the opposite approach. I believe that struggling is optional, and that if we're choosing to do something and it's in our both best interests and we want to be doing it, we're not struggling. We're not missing out on anything. We're not sacrificing. We're just making the choices that are right for us. And that's not a sacrifice. And everything we don't do is not a missed opportunity. I think management consultants and coaches over the years have taken some of these concepts and ideas and marketed them in such a way that they make us feel bad, or they don't work for us and they don't serve us. And it's why I like to just say, hey, if it doesn't make me feel good, that means it's not for me. And if it doesn't make you feel good, that means it's probably not for you as well. So if somebody's saying you have to be lonely and struggle and it's a hard road to hoe, yeah, work is required for anything that we want. Anything worthwhile is worth putting our energy and our effort toward. But it doesn't mean we have to struggle. It means that we are going to try things, and some things are going to work, some things aren't. But we're not necessarily struggling. Struggling, I think, is 100% optional. I can choose to struggle. I can choose to make my road harder. I can choose to make the thing that I want to create by putting obstacles and roadblocks in front of me. Or I can choose not to struggle. I can choose to learn from everything that doesn't work as well as everything that does work, and enjoy the journey and the process on the way. So to me, struggling, loneliness, hustle, hassle, anything negative, those are all optional things. We can choose to feel those, or we can choose to feel excited and curious and adventurous and whatever else it is that makes us feel motivated to create what it is that we want in our life. Our annual challenge this year is to do one thing every day that centers us, and today it was about smells and smells that center us. Now, I was thinking about different smells that make me feel good or make me feel centered or cozy or at home. So lilacs remind me of my grandfather. I think we talked about this yesterday. Perfume. I've been wearing the same perfume for, I don't know, 40 years maybe, long time, because I like it and it makes me feel good. It's a smell that makes me feel centered. My grandma's cookies. My sister, whenever she bakes my grandma's cookie recipe, which she has perfected, by the way, that makes me feel centered. Smells of Christmas or holidays or home make me feel centered. Snuggling my grandbabies and the smells of the grandbabies make me feel centered, with the exception of the poopy diapers, of course. Those make me feel a little uncentered. But our challenge today was to just say, okay, well, what smells make you feel a little bit centered, and then more and more and more and more. It just makes a target into the smells that make us feel the most centered. So that's what I'm working on. Granddaughters for another couple of days, and then back to my reality, my life, my getting things done and working on the businesses and the things that I'm trying to create in the world. If I can help in any way, hit me up, ask in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow just to document my journey, what I'm working on and thinking about as I discover and figure out this whole online business world. Have an amazing day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.